right, fellas, you guys ready to play some Dungeons and Dragons tonight?
Yes, I am.
All right, well, let's do a quick recap from last week. In the last episode, our intrepid heroes discovered a farmstead under siege by a horde of zombies and threw themselves at its defense. At the center of the horde, a woman fought to defend a small group of villagers, and as it turned out, this woman was the very person that the party had been hoping to find, the Cleric Whimsy. The party had been concerned that Whimsy, a former associate of Rhunar, going as far back as Dralian's salvage operation, might be in danger due to her connection to Dralian, given the murder conspiracy that the group had uncovered in Saltmarsh and its connection to some secretive organization referred to as the Brotherhood. They felt that Whimsy should at least be informed of the situation. Along those lines, Whimsy was also potentially capable of lifting the curses that Rhunar and Irin had been plagued with since their death, and unexplained resurrection on the Skull Dunes of Abbey Isle. So the party had traveled north and found Whimsy defending this farmstead against this undead assault. The battle ended favorably for the party, and they were invited to stay the night. Whimsy, seeing an opportunity to enlist the group's assistance in her current quest, asked Rhunar and his companions to help her find a missing friend, a young man, a guide named Silent Wolf. Now, Silent Wolf, it turned out, had been hired by a group of adventurers led by a man named Naxalon Fen to lead them to some unknown destination in the Dreadwood Forest. And it was Whimsy's contention that Fen and his companions might be connected to the necrotic energy that had been seeping from the forest. The party agreed to help her, and they set off for the Dreadwood the following day. Once inside the ancient forest, the party followed a trail created by the undead horde as it wound its way deeper and deeper into the woods. The forest was strangely quiet. The trees and plants were dark, black, filled with decay. The canopy appeared to be dying, and there was a silence that hung heavy in the air. The unusual sound of insects and birds were all but absent, troubling, to say the least. Then suddenly a large creature erupted from the dense undergrowth with deadly ferocity. Bear-like in stature and covered in feathers, it approached the party on all fours, screeching loudly. 4 long, pale tentacles erupting from its shoulders, 2 on either side as the beast sprang forward to attack. A second creature, much like the first, but with an abnormal scorpion-like protrusion and tipped with a large stinger dripping with poison, joined the fight, and then a third. These strange, mutated owlbears pressed their attack, but were ultimately defeated. Eventually, Byron spotted a faint game trail path and head deeper into the forest. They followed this path as it twisted and turned its way through dying stands of ancient trees. The forest floor below them was dried and matted, and everything was covered, almost like dusted, with this strange black residue. Now, eventually, the party discovered a small clearing with a stone marker at its center. Byron scouted ahead, and eventually the party approached the marker to find a riddle inscribed below a sculpted, outstretched hand. Water and earth, they mix together. It sounds like that above. When you know the word will flow, then place it in the glove. And after just a little bit of time pondering the riddle, Theo stepped forward, cutting himself on his hand and dripping his blood into the stone hand. With the riddle solved, the stone marker shifted and turned with a grinding sound to reveal a set of stairs descending into the darkness below. And that, my friends, is where we will pick up with tonight's episode. You guys are essentially standing at the stone monument, this open stairway in front of you. What would you like to do?
Theo is going to look around and go, wait, before we go down there, maybe we should bandage our wounds, take a minute, have a breather. Also, because I am out of magic, and we may need it down there.
Yeah, how long do you think you'll need?
Yeah, just a little bit. Out of character, about an hour, because a short rest would be really good. We can spend hit dice and also get spells back.
That's okay. That's fine with me.
I'd be okay with that. It is getting late in the day, but it seems like either way we're headed inside this thing.
Best to be at least a little bit prepared.
Indeed.
It'll be easier to flee from up here, too.
Are you afraid someone is going to attack us here in the haunted woods full of strange mutated monsters and this smell of death? How could that possibly be?
We are kind of exposed out here in the clearing. Maybe we should move like towards one of the edges to take our rest, and then
I think
we'll
it would be
proceed.
better for us to be here where we have room to shoot at anything coming at us.
That's true.
Also,
I guess we
line
can
of
see
sight
things
is
coming.
good.
Okay.
Yeah, we can always retreat down if we need to.
Why would you say that out loud?
Can always retreat down if we need to.
You watch as Whimsy sits down with her back against the monument, and she pulls out her book that she carries with her and begins reading to herself and taking in a bit of a rest.
Yeah, Theo's going to just, pull out some gauze from somewhere, probably his healer's kit, actually, and just, kind of bandage up where he got raked several times by the mutant owlbears and spend 3 hit dice.
Okay, well, before we get to that, is there anybody that's going to be taking a watch during this short rest period? It is an hour of time.
I could do that.
Yeah, I'm good on hit points, so.
Yeah, me
well,
too.
I guess I get key points back from a short rest. I'm gonna
So
rest.
yeah, you take a rest. Get those key points back.
Yeah.
I can take a watch. I'm all right.
As far as I remember, yeah, I'm doing pretty fine.
Okay, so anybody that's going to be taking watches during this period, go ahead and roll a perception check. And then, Byron, I'd like you to roll a d20 for me.
18. Nice.
Nice. Wow, another natural 20.
Another natural 20.
Byron. You had a bunch of those last week as well.
I know, I love it.
Yeah. Okay, so Byron and Rhunar seem to be on pretty high alert, and you kind of set up on either side of this monument as Theo and Whimsy, in particular, spend time resting and healing. You do continue to notice this terrible odor, especially now that this stairway has been opened to the depths below. There is an odor that emanates from within, the source of what Byron had sensed earlier during his scouting foray through this clearing, the scent of death and decay. You also pick up the continued abnormality of nary a sound in this godforsaken wood. No bird, no beast, no insect. It's just deadly quiet. Even the wind seems to have died down. And you are able to gather yourselves during an hour's rest without consequence. And if you want to now, you can expend hit dice. If you have any features, obviously, that recharge on a short rest, go ahead and tend to that as well. But you have successfully achieved a short rest. Ooh, nice.
Yeah, I think that's good.
Mm-hmm. That's real good.
You will also do me.
14.
Yeah, nice.
All right, so an hour passes, and you have you've rested, gathered yourselves. The gaping hole to this underground adventure awaits you. What would you like to do now?
All right. Who wants
We
to go
could
first?
we could just
I'll go first.
couldn't we just bury this?
Well, the trail that we saw leading up to this, are there any footsteps leaving?
Roll a survival check for me.
Survival.
Yeah, you make out some prints that are going in either direction. It's not extremely well-traveled pathway, and you're not sure where it leads to. But you do see scuff marks now. You've also had you and your companions walking around quite a bit.
Yeah.
So it's you know, it might be a little bit hard not being, you know, a trained tracker to be able to tell too much other than that. But you do see tracks going in both directions. And Byron, Whimsy reminds you that she's here to find her friend Silent Wolf, and covering up this entrance. A, there could be more entrances, and B, this is where she needs to go to find Silent Wolf.
Are we sure though?
Well, I mean, like Theo said before, you know, who else is out here? We know that they came out here. We saw their tracks kind of diverting from, you know, where the dead trampled through. There's a pretty good chance it's probably them.
I agree with that. It's the best lead we have to find my friend.
All right, what order are we going in?
Well, Irin said he was going to go first.
And then I will
First.
go behind Irin, because that way anything that shoots over his head will hit me in the face. And I don't know how that helps, but it just feels poetic.
Whimsy will take the third position.
I could go second. Let's just keep an eye out for traps down there. I don't know if you guys remember the last time we went into some kind of tomb. We stumbled into a couple.
Ooh, that's super valid.
So, you know, maybe somebody with really good perception might go first. Just saying.
If we had someone like that who was a bit of a rogue,
If you guys
Just throwing
insist,
it out.
just tell me.
You know,
I mean, my perception's okay, and I can see in the dark.
I can't see in
That's
the
true.
dark. So
I have a torch.
yeah, Byron, you better get a torch ready. I can see with my
yeah,
helmet
that's a
on.
good call. So yeah, I'll take out a torch.
Okay. So I've got Irin, Theo, Whimsy, Rhunar, Byron. For order.
Yep.
Yeah,
Is that okay with you guys? All right.
sounds
Alright.
good to me. Does anybody else have dark vision?
I do.
The half-elf does.
Does Whimsy?
Whimsy does not.
Okay. Does she have any illumination on her?
She does have a light spell, so she
Okay.
can cast the light cantrip if needed.
Okay.
Who's sorry? So Byron's in the rear.
I'm in the rear. Yep.
Do we want to put that whoever else can see in the dark in the rear, possibly,
I will
Um,
go back then.
so we can just? It might be a good idea to bookmark in that way. If we get to a point where, you know, lights go out or whatever, it might be good to have somebody who can see pretty well on either end. That way,
Okay.
it's less likely that somebody who can't see can like get lost.
Right.
Valid. I like that idea.
Yep. Smart.
It's a dwarf thing, you know.
It's okay. I will bring up the rear then. If anything goes over your head, I think that means that Rhunar, you have to catch it.
Okay. I don't know what that means, but I'll do it.
Like this. Hiya!
Caught it.
Nothing goes over my head. I'm too fast.
So the stairs lead down about 20 feet into the depths. You find yourselves entering an antechamber lit by 4 stone braziers.
Oh, it's already lit.
The walls are decorated with an intricately elaborate mural of undead armies razing villages and destroying temples. It is beautiful in its gruesomeness. Directly in front of you, looming from the south alcove, is a stone skull, huge and menacing. There are sturdy stone doors at both the east and west walls. There's also a corpse of a half-orc lying on the floor in front of you.
Like right here,
Yeah, like right in this general area.
over here. And this is a giant skull.
It is. It's a giant stone skull tucked in that alcove.
Stone skull. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I
Well, this
I
looks like a
believe we have
friendly
found
place.
the cause of all of the undeadness.
Well, that skull certainly doesn't look too great.
I'm saying more. It's probably in here somewhere. In this, look at the wall.
Whimsy. Sorry, I forgot the guy's name. Was it Silent Wolf? Yeah.
Here's where the
Nice.
body is.
Oh God.
That's amazing. It looks like he fell from a great height.
He fell down the stairs.
In the description, I just saw it. In the description of his party, were there any half-orcs in his party?
Yes, there were. And she kneels down and she starts looking over the body. I'm gonna go ahead and roll a medicine check for her as she inspects.
It would appear he's dead.
Yes, he is definitely dead. It looks as though this wound here in his chest, and she pulls back this sort of leather and furred vest that he has on that's stained with blood. There's a giant laceration underneath it. And now that you look, as she kind of turns him over a little bit, there's a nice pool of blackened, congealed blood underneath him. Looks as though he was stabbed.
Could I investigate this skull? I'd like to check it out, see if there's anything weird about it.
Sure, what do you want to look at?
Just look all around it, see if there's any kind of I don't know, little levers or switches or anything behind it that might be useful.
Okay, sure. Go ahead and
if it's
roll. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, if it's some kind of, if it has some sort of use to it, or if it's just symbolic.
Yeah, roll an investigation check. Nice.
That's how you do it.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
great. You go up to the skull and you start looking at it, examining around it. You kind of sneak behind it. There's not much space between it and the wall, but you give it a pretty thorough once over. And as you're looking inside of the eye sockets of this giant stone skull, you do see that there are levers, one in each eye socket.
There are levers in here. Do you think they
Oh
open the
boy.
doors?
Hey, hold on.
Here, let me take a look at those.
But hold on.
Yeah.
Theo will do the fun trick where his eyes go ice blue and cast detect magic to see if anything in here is magic and trapped as opposed to just trapped.
You do not detect any magic in this room.
Theo kind of looks around and goes, I have good news and bad news. The good news is there is nothing magical in here but us. The bad news is that just means it's normal traps.
I might know what to do. Let me take a look.
All right.
And I will inspect both of the levers that he points out to me.
Okay.
See if there are any pull strings or anything that is attached to the levers in addition, or any slots where something might poke out and stab me or be shot at me from.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. Roll an investigation check. You don't see any sort of trap mechanism. You do notice that the construction of whatever these levers are is internal to the skull in terms of the mechanism. It's pretty nicely constructed.
Oh. Well, I'm going to pull one.
Okay. So you're going to reach inside the eye socket and you grab one of the levers, left or right?
I'm going to start with the left one.
Okay, you reach in and you grab this cold, metallic lever. And it's cylindrical, so your hand fits around it nicely, but it's a little bit bigger than like the hilt of your sword, of your rapier. You grab onto it and you try to manipulate it. And as you push down on it, you hear it, and it clicks into place. You're able to push it down.
Ooh.
Roll a perception check for me. You don't notice anything happen.
All right.
Should we push on the door, see if it's open?
I could try this other lever.
Dave, what can you tell me about like this, the stonework in here?
Go ahead and roll that dwarven thing, history, with what is it, advantage?
Yeah.
Because of
It's,
your stone
no, it's
cunning?
Double
Your proficiency bonus.
That's even more terrifying.
Yeah. So I'm gonna add another 3 to what is shown on this roll.
Oof.
Nice.
Nice.
So
That-
22.
Wow. Okay, a bunch
Wow,
of things.
I did not expect that.
Yeah, a bunch of things. First of all, it's not dwarven construction, or at least it's not a dwarven construction that you're familiar with. It would appear to be more along the lines of elven. However, it is very simple. The construction piece, the stonework is rather simple in this room, aside from the skull. The skull itself is, as you look at that work, which is also stone, hewn from stone, it is a very intricate piece of art. The murals on the wall are finely painted, although it is worn and weathered from age. It is terrifying, the depiction of what is going on there, the demons and devils, destroying basically. But yeah, you get the sense that this is very old, ancient stonework of some elven handiwork.
But simple.
Yep, it's not.
so
it's
there's
you've
not a
seen
lot of
you've seen elven work in the past that's been very ornate and
Usually
opulent.
a lot of embellishment and stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep. This almost seems more functional than ornamental.
Interesting. Yeah, and like, I don't really know anything about elven stuff, and that's a statement. I would have no reason to know about old elven civilizations,
Well, let me
but
take a look then, I guess.
yeah, I'll kind of say, I feel like you guys are kind of, Byron's over here doing stuff with that thing, and I'm kind of pacing along the walls, like checking out the paintings and like looking at like the cobbles, the joints of the stone block in the floor.
Theo, in that case, is going to start looking at the murals. He does have a background in like elven culture, but it's all related to the elven equivalent of like chivalric poetry. So that's why his history is untrained, but he at least has something, and I'm hoping that's enough to justify a roll looking at that of history.
You're like Aragorn telling campfire stories.
No, more like some dude who really enjoyed reading Lamort to Arthur growing up.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead and roll a history check. And this is specifically for the murals? Is that correct?
I'll take anything else in the room, but that's what he's looking at is the murals, yeah.
Okay.
Not that much.
Yeah, it's hard to say. The murals catch your eye, and you wouldn't be stretching it far to think that you've seen this type of mural artwork somewhere else, but it's not like an artist that you would know. It doesn't come from a specific era of any sort of cultural significance. It looks like this was probably more along the lines of a custom job that was created specifically for whatever this antechamber was used for. And it doesn't hearken to any sort of cultural references that you recognize. It is demonic in nature.
And you said, Dave, it's armies of undead, or is it also demons and devils?
Armies of undead.
Okay. So
Yep.
no demons and devils.
Sorry, it is
Okay.
armies of undead.
I've got nothing on this. I guess we're
it's-
left with the doors.
It looks kind of elven, I'm going
Are
to be
there any-
honest.
Are there any inverted triangles carved into the walls anywhere? Like the inverted triangle that we'd see a lot.
If you want to kind of dig in, and well, you rolled a 20, didn't you, for your investigation check? I'm just kind of looking back here. you don't see any inverted triangles that remind you of what you've seen in your journal and elsewhere on the papers that Byron recovered from the Dralian estate. You don't see any of those markings.
And Theo will kind of just remark back to Irin that, I mean, that would make sense. The Dreadwood, there's a lot of elves in and around here and have been for a long time. Somewhere in theory in this shitball haunted forest is my dad. So, isn't that fun? I wonder if there's anything behind the skull. And Theo's going to start looking around behind the skull for like, ooh, hidden. Literally, it's safe. Maybe there's a hidden door behind the skulls.
While he's doing that, I'm going to go ahead and just pull the other lever.
Okay, so you reach into the other eye socket.
Yep.
And you pull on that lever, and the same thing as the first, you're able to manipulate it and pull it downwards, and it's just like and nothing happens.
I think we should go try the doors now, one or the other.
Okay.
But let's do it carefully, just in case it's still, or
If-
maybe inspect.
I was going to say, Theo, you're kind of squeezing behind in between the skull and the wall there.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead and roll an investigation check as you sort of take a lap around the skull, examining the walls. The murals do extend behind the skull as well into that alcove. It's continuous all the way around. And
Very nice.
It
Dice
doesn't.
don't care.
Yep, it doesn't seem as though the mural changes of any significance or anything like that. So you don't see anything that really jumps out at you behind there.
At least I
Dave.
looked.
Sorry, Dave. Does this body have any weapons on it?
Yeah, there is a spear that is broken.
Any luck on the doors?
Yeah, I'll try this door.
Okay. The door is not locked. You open it and push on it, and there's some resistance behind it, so you only get it open just a crack, a skosh. But it moves. It's open. It's not locked or anything. But it's like almost like there's something behind the door as you're pushing on it.
I
Yeah.
got something for this.
Do you have to pull rather than push?
I'm actually going to set my bag of holding down, and I'm going to pull out my portable battering ram.
Why do you have a portable battering ram in there? I've seen it 3 times, but that doesn't mean I'm not worried every time you pull it out.
Dude,
You
for
really want
situations like this.
before you do that? Maybe we should just try the other side. Or do you really want to go left?
What? We got to use this.
He did
I've
already
held
get
on
it
to this
out.
for so long.
All right, go ahead.
Unless you're going to help me put it away.
Knock yourself out. I don't care.
All right. I don't want to leave. I can
It's
barely
gonna make a
lift
lot
it.
of noise, though.
I think Irin should do it.
You know, that might make a lot of noise. I don't know if we want to do that.
That's true.
Let's at least try the other door first.
Well, I mean,
Okay.
this one opens. There's just something behind it. Maybe one of this
Maybe
person's fellows,
right.
or enemy they killed, or dirt.
Were you able to get it open far enough to peer inside at all?
Like it. I feel so, David. It's like you could maybe fit like a finger through there. Like that's kind of how it feels like. When you
Yeah,
describe
I would
it.
say so. If you pushed on it and put your finger, you could slide a finger in there. But if you let go of the pushing the door would close a little bit on your fingers and probably squeeze them.
Sure. Yeah.
I think the concern is that the bodies of someone else we may be looking for, like this man here, is what is holding that door shut.
It's
So
possible.
we need to battering ram it open.
I mean, I think if a couple of us maybe push on it, we could probably open it fine.
Yeah, but if there's some murdering entity running around inside this place, do we really want to let them know that we're here by knocking on the door super loud?
That's what I'm saying. Not use the battering ram. If we just open the door,
But
with
we-
these, and I, do a big ol' nice Hulk Hogan flex.
Whimsy walks over to you, Byron, and she starts helping you put the battling ram away.
Dang it! All right,
Don't worry, I'm sure there'll be a time to use this in the future.
I will use this at some
I'm
point.
just gonna try. I'm gonna try the other door. See
Okay.
if it opens.
Okay. Yeah, the other door opens to reveal a 20-foot by 15-foot room. As you look inside with your night vision, it appears to be littered with bones and broken weapons and armor.
Okay, this side opens. There's lots of bones inside.
Theo steps over and looks
Oh,
in the
man.
corner into that room and goes, that's a trap.
Did that allow you to see?
That now I can see.
Okay, good. So yeah, you look in there and you see broken bones, weapons, broken armor. There does appear to be like a crushed path of bones that lead to a door in the southern wall, right about here.
Do I see any signs of like tracks or like this door has been opened, like scraping and dust or anything like that?
Yes. There's, right as you push the door in, there was no resistance, and you can see plainly that there's like an arc of where the door pushed things out of the way. So it's been opened before. And like I said, you see almost a crushed path where footsteps have crushed bone underfoot that lead from where you are at this doorway down to this doorway here, like in an arc.
Okay. It looks like people went through here. I'm just gonna step through.
Follow the
I will
footprints.
bring
Follow
up
the
the rear.
footprints.
So Byron and Rhunar enter that room.
I'll switch to the rear.
Dave, can I see any arrows on the ground? Any serviceable arrows?
Roll an investigation check. Whoa. Nice. So Rhunar, you take a peek, you crouch down and you sort of poke around in the bones and the armor and the weapons and stuff. You do not find any arrows, but you do find amongst the broken armor there is what appears to be a salvageable, albeit scratched and dented chest plate.
Ooh, I'd like
And
that.
as you brush it off, you can see that it's emblazoned with a high relief stamp of a sword in front of what appears to be a flame.
Wait, can I see that? Rhunar, can I see that?
I'll step out of
Sword
the
and
way
a
so we
flame,
can
you
get to
said?
Rhunar.
Correct. It's got a high relief stamp of a sword in front of what appears to be a flame.
Yeah,
Does
sure.
the handiwork look elven?
Roll an investigation check for me, Theo. Hard to say. I mean, it's pretty beat up. It does look, like I said, it looks salvageable. Even with that roll, you see that this is a potentially useful piece of equipment.
Would you say it's useful enough to function as breastplate in terms of armor?
I would.
Oh, you know, I literally paid a woman with horns 50 gold to try and find something exactly like this for me. Rhunar, do you mind if I have this?
Yeah. What's your AC?
Right now it's
Difficult
16.
question to
That'll,
ask a
Yeah, you
person.
got it.
that's
Yeah, that's
it's
very
not going
personal.
to change my armor class.
Hey, we're all good buddies here. We're all good buddies here. Yeah, go
We
ahead.
are all
It's yours,
good buddies. The important part is it changes me from disadvantage on stealth to normal stealth rolls. And
Okay.
there's no way that won't be handy shortly, right?
Yeah, it's all yours.
Theo is going to speak the magic word and turn his eyes bright blue and just make sure it's not magical.
It glows with a magic energy.
Of course.
It's cursed.
I'll just hold on to this for the moment then until we can get a better look at it. And he puts it in his pack.
So yeah, you guys are in this room. Let's go over to Irin and Whimsy. Irin, is there anything that you want to do back in that other room in that door? Did you want to try to open it further?
No. I'll just make sure it's closed if we're obviously going to go that way. And then just kind of like, after you, I'll switch to the taking up the rear position, essentially.
Okay. Whimsy follows you in.
You said these sconces are lit?
They are, yes.
Okay. Just before I go into this other room, I want to... can I, taking a look at them, or like say this one right here, am I able to tell how it's burning? Like, is it like a oil pot?
Yes.
Okay.
It is a brazier filled with a small amount of oil that is burning.
Okay. And I will, step into this room.
Okay.
As soon as I see everyone in here, I'll try the door.
Okay. The door is indeed unlocked.
So I'll slowly slide it open.
There we go. You see in front of you a hallway that extends about 10 feet. As you step in there, you can see that it extends about 10 feet and then it takes a right turn. It's a very narrow corridor.
All
It's only
right.
5 feet wide.
It's a narrow.
I'll pull my hood up, and I'll like really slowly move to the corner and peek around the corner stealthily.
Okay. Roll stealth check. Okay, nice. Yeah, you just peek around the corner and you can see with your torchlight that the hallway extends 15 feet to the west.
All right.
And then it takes another turn.
I'll whisper back, guys. It's pretty narrow here. And it winds a ways, but I think we should keep going. And then I'll keep going.
Right, I'll be right behind him.
As I get to each of the turns, I'll stop and I'll like peek around the corner really slow.
Okay. Yep. So as you peer around the corner, you see that it extends another 15 feet before taking a left-hand turn.
Oh boy.
Close this door behind us.
Okay. Let me get that for you. Byron, you come to another door.
Oh boy. All right. I'll wait till everyone's kind of caught up to me. And then
Okay.
I'll slowly, well, first I'll double check, make sure it's not trapped or anything. Look for any tripwires, look for any, chains or slots where something could come out.
Okay. Go ahead and roll an investigation check for me. You're checking for traps.
Yep.
Whoa. Yeah. You're investigating the door. You notice that it doesn't appear to be trapped, but it does appear to be locked.
Oh, guys, I'm gonna need to pick this one, and I'll reach into my kit and I'll take out my thieves' tools,
Okay.
and I'll start working on the door.
It's good practice.
All right. Go right ahead. Whoa.
Well,
Yeah.
I love it.
With expert hands and a flick of the wrist, you unlock this door in a brief moment of attempt. And the lock is popped open. Door is still closed, but the lock is unlocked.
I'm gonna look back at Rhunar and see if he saw.
That was pretty sweet.
Yeah, I'm not. This craftsmanship, you'd think. Not everyone knows how to make locks.
You'd think it would be, at least like rusty and sticky, but it just you just popped it open.
Yeah,
Well,
they had this. They had this like little narrow hallway. All right, I should probably try it though.
if the other party came through, they probably unlocked it already.
Well, I appreciate that you like to think that way. And then I'll try the door.
As the door opens, the stench of death threatens to overcome you. And the moment the doors breach, you hear a low moan of something within.
Ugh.
Actually, many things within.
Ooh.
Everybody roll initiative.
Dun, 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 dun,
Oh
dun.
no.
That's a very average number.
Ha ha! I need to save some of these for combat.
Alright, mine should actually be 9.
9 for you, Byron.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, let's see. Wow, Rhunar, nice. Okay. As you peer inside, because you do have torchlight that illuminates the entire room, there are what you can count to be 5 skeleton warriors looking
Oh,
back at
Jesus.
you. Rhunar, it's your turn.
All right. I'm just gonna kind of sidestep around Byron here and pop in there.
Okay.
And start whacking stuff. We have company. And I'll start going after this one to the south of me here.
Okay.
Rick, is it your in-laws, Theo?
What? I mean, statistically, it is possible. My father. No, we're not talking about that right now.
Yeah, that hits.
Nice.
You just walk in and commandingly slash at this one and crush its bones. It's still up, but you take off one of its arms.
The power of Deg compels them.
There we go.
Yep, you cut him down and he crumples to the ground.
Oh, jeez. I'm gonna move up here. and
Okay,
attack
this one's
one.
gonna take an attack of opportunity at you.
Oh, I was in his. Okay, yeah.
Misses with a 6.
All right.
That poor skeleton.
And then I have one extra attack, so I'm gonna attack this one right in front of me now.
Okay.
Oh, now I can see through the door.
Yes.
Yeah, that hits. Nice. Some just crushing blows with your scimitar.
Yep.
Anything
Oh,
else?
Okay, I'm done.
Okay.
Nope.
All right, that brings us to the skeletons. And Theo and Whimsy, you hear this as these hidden alcoves burst open. And these skeletons flood into the hallway surrounding you, Theo.
That's not good.
The opposite of good.
Okay.
It's log.
Short
Great.
sword with advantage from the one to the north. Oh, yeah, I don't like that. There we go.
Hey, I don't like that either. It's okay.
21 to hit with a 6 piercing from its short sword.
Gotcha.
And a similar attack from the one to the south. $17, which I think hits
17 hits.
for 4 piercing. And Byron, you hear the one come out of the wall from behind you, and it's going to come at you with its short sword. Just a straight roll. Wow, way to go, skeletons. 22 for 6 piercing.
God dang.
And then, let's see. Rhunar, this one is going to strike back at you.
Okay.
Wow, 21 for 8 piercing.
Okay.
This one's going to step forward. And is also going to attack you, Rhunar. $17.
Yeah, that hits.
For an additional 7. This one is going to come up and actually attack you, Byron. Advantage. 19 for 5 piercing.
Oh,
Jesus.
Shit.
And this one is just going to move up and get in position. That brings us to Whimsy. Startled, she takes a swing with her mace at the one in front of her. 12. I think that's all she needs to hit it. Oh, nope, I'm wrong. She misses. It bashes her mace out of the way with its sword.
Very rude.
Yep. Theo, you're surrounded by skeletons in a narrow hallway with no place to go.
Well, then I will grab my enormous packed greatsword and begin slashing away at one of them. Right now, the one between me and Whimsy, just to make sure it gets taken care of.
Okay. Yes. It has been taken care of officially, and it just falls to the ground with one swing of your packed weapon.
Theo just brings it down in an arc and just lets the inertia carry him to spin. The blade comes up and comes sighting down at the other one.
Nice. Yep, that one hits as well. Doesn't take him down, but knocks off one of his arms.
I will take no bonus action, and I'm not moving anywhere, so that is my turn.
Okay. Irin, you hear commotion in the hallway echoing towards you.
This skeleton here, who's now dead, of course. He came out of a hidden alcove in the wall.
Correct.
Like, is that still there?
It's mostly rubble.
Okay, just kind of. It did like the Skyrim reveal where like a section of the wall just kind of falls away, and then
Essentially.
there's a skeleton guy there.
Yep.
Well, fuck. Are you okay, Whimsy?
Yeah. Just make sure nothing comes up behind us.
I will do that. I will hold my action ready in action rather, in order to attack anything. Should it appear from the wall near me or from the room behind us?
All right. That brings us to Byron.
All right. Byron's like ready to cry right now.
Yeah. Sorry, it's not funny, but it is.
Just start slashing, Byron. Just start slashing.
Stabbing! He stabs!
Swing that
He's gonna
sword.
scream at the top of his lungs and jump
Swing
on the
the
one that's
sword.
right next to Rhunar.
All right.
And so I have the torch in one hand and my shield in the other. If I were to pull out my rapier, I'd have to drop the torch. Would that be a free action, or would that cost me an action?
It doesn't cost you anything to drop the torch, but just be aware that it's a very small space, and there'll be a burning torch at your feet. But yes, you can drop the
Okay.
torch, and then you can use your free action to essentially draw your sword.
Okay, so I'm gonna, unfortunately, kind of drop the torch into the room at the feet of the thing in front of me, so I can pull my rapier out and bring it right up into its face
Okay. Nice.
while screaming,
Ah!
very terrified.
Yeah, that hits.
Nice.
And that's pretty substantial right there. Let's
That's
see
how
what-
you do it as a
I
rogue.
need to move that for a minute. Total of 25 damage. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, he's gone. Roll a percentage dice for me. Okay.
Oh no.
The torch is laying there sort of underneath the body of this fallen skeleton, but it hasn't started on fire yet. But there's
Okay.
potential.
Okay.
I mean, that's good.
Burning skeleton can't get up, hopefully, and it makes more light.
I do like light. That is going to be the end of my turn, though, because, yeah, that's all I can do, I think.
All right, brings us to Rhunar.
I'm just gonna keep attacking this guy in front of me. That's it, Byron. Keep swinging.
Yep, you cut it down. Cut it right in half, and it just crumples to the ground.
I'll walk over its corpse and attack this one right here.
All right.
I guess I didn't really need to move to do that, but that's right.
Yep, that'll hit.
All right, extra attack. Yes.
Yep, that's more than enough to lay this one to eternal rest.
Again.
For the second time. Anything else, Rhunar?
I'm just gonna move over and put my back to. Oh, the torch isn't. The torch is there. I can't move there. Okay. I'm just gonna move up and get in this one's face. That's it.
All right. Brings us to the Skellies. What's left here? Theo, the one that is just to the south of you, is going to take a swing with its short sword.
Don't stab me, bro.
14 misses.
Or catches it. Yep.
Byron, the one to your left, is going to attack you with its short sword. Straight roll. And you're able to dodge it as it swings for your head. You duck down a little bit, and its sword hits the wall. And that brings us to this one here, who's going to attack Rhunar. 18 for 3 piercing.
Okay.
And let's see, that brings us to Whimsy. Whimsy is going to step forward, stepping onto the bones here, and she's going to peer over your shoulder, Theo. And she is going to use a Sacred Flame, flame-like radiance, on this guy right here next to you. So, dex save. He fails and takes 9 radiant damage, which incinerates him. And he falls to the ground in a heap of ash. I guess that's how you do it, she says. And then it's your turn, Theo.
He'll look over his shoulder and as his bonus action just go, wait, who do you follow again?
Actually, she probably would say St. Cuthbert. Yep, that'll hit.
Buddy B.
Assume he's still with us?
He is still standing.
Then we'll take another shot.
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
then.
There you go.
You come down with the packed weapon right onto its skull, like almost dead center on its skull, and it shatters the skull into pieces that fly all over the walls, ricocheting off the walls, falling to the ground. A bunch of them get all over Byron's back and in his cloak, and some even kind of sneak their way down inside of his cloak, so it's kind of scratchy and itchy. He's got like undead bones that are in his clothing now. It's super uncomfortable.
I'm helping! And as Theo does that, he outstretches his hand to the skeleton as if he was trying to conscript the soul, which does not work because it has to be a humanoid. And then he just goes, well, okay, now I know that doesn't work on that. And that is the end of my turn.
Okay. Irin.
I'm gonna kind of, I guess, repeat my action from last time. So I'll hold here, ready in an action in case a new enemy should appear from behind or between me and Whimsy.
Okay. Noted. Byron.
All right, I'm gonna look down at the torch, see if there's a way that I can kick it out from underneath the skeleton or kick the skeleton off of it, so as not to start a small fire in here.
Absolutely. You could definitely kick at it for sure. You're not sure if it's gonna start a fire or not at this point, but it's covered up partially, so it is burning like some of the bone and some of the straps of molded and moth-eaten leather armor that this thing has on. Doesn't look like it's starting on fire, but it's definitely exposed. Those
Okay.
fabrics are exposed to the flame.
Okay. Well, I'll attempt to retrieve the torch, actually. So I'll stow my rapier,
Okay.
and I'll reach down to grab the torch and pick it up real quick.
Okay. Yeah, you're able to do that.
And then I'll take a step forward into the room, and I'll swing it as an improvised weapon at this guy.
Go ahead and roll a strength attack without your proficiency bonus.
I think it's just going to be a d20.
An
An 11.
It knocks it out of the way with its short sword.
Ooh. And that's what I've got.
All right, Rhunar, back to you at the top of the order.
Okay. I'm gonna start hacking at it.
Okay. Boom. Yeah, that hits. Crushing blow as you swing down through its chest and sever a bunch of its already somewhat weathered bones. Rib bones flying all over the place.
Ooh,
That one,
Those
however,
bones.
misses. It kind of staggers and steps out of the way as your second swing comes down and misses.
and extra attack.
Oh yeah,
we go.
that one will do it. And it goes down.
Okay.
Is
I'm
that the
just
last of
gonna
them?
move over.
That appears to be the last of the skeletons that are inside this chamber, so we are out of initiative.
The fuck Well, no, I know what happened. Necromancy, but still, what the fuck?
Somebody else carried this torch. I can't see with that with it, and I can't do anything when I can't see.
Theo will
You
take
have
the
it 'cause
torch
you can't see in the dark.
and go, have you thought about asking Whimsy to maybe cast a light cantrip on something you carry around all the time?
Oh, that's
like
such a good idea.
shield?
I'd be happy to
Yeah.
do that.
Oh, please, that would be so great.
What do you want me to cast it on your shield?
I think, yeah, my shield seems like a great idea because I don't plan on putting that down.
Okay. So she casts. She uses a cantrip to cast light.
Whimsy, for the record, you are the best cleric we have ever traveled with.
Well, thank you
And the
for
most needed one too.
that. Are you just sucking up to me so that I heal you first?
He
I
was
am a
up front.
believer that one should always suck up to the person who can do any of the healing. First, last, anything.
Well, you're not wrong.
I could use a little healing if you're offering.
I certainly could.
I just look around at the carnage. Nice.
I also have these two greater healing potions.
What is the greater again?
4d4 plus 4.
Or plus
44
Okay.
plus 4. Otherwise, I've
Alright,
got I can cure wounds. I only
I
have
don't know what
2
is-
slots available though. I've used quite a bit of my
Yeah,
energy.
we may want to sit on that for a little bit.
Yeah, I think I'm just gonna use my second wave.
1d10 plus fighter level.
And Irin, what did you say that you were? Did you say you were doing something?
I said I just look around at all the carnage and mess and just say, nice work. Because I was, of course, entirely out of all of that.
Thanks for watching our 6.
Yeah, I'm gonna use my second wind as well to heal myself. We'll save the potions for now. 1d10.
Well, to be fair, Irin, you've pulled our asses out of the fires enough time. If you are being prudent, we will follow your example.
You did pull that door off of the Saltmarsh fortress, the entire gate.
Well, what do we have here? As you look around, you see that this room is about 15 feet by 20 feet, similar size to the previous room. The corpses of the skeletons are strewn about on the floor, and there is a door to the south right in the middle of the wall.
Theo will make with the magic eyes and see if anything unusual is emanating in the room.
Yes, you look down at some of the skeletons on the northern side of the room and you don't see much, and you kind of turn your head and you look over and there's a small glow coming from one of the skeletons.
Theo's gonna go over to that skeleton, kind of kneel over it, pull out a dagger, and kind of use the dagger to start moving bones and pieces of rusted metal aside to see what it is giving off magic light.
You find a small pouch, almost like a case, with sort of a leather thong wrapped around it, keeping it closed. It's about the size of, kind of like about half the size of like a cigar box.
Huh.
So like a glasses case?
Yeah,
Although,
yeah, that would be a good way to put it. Yeah.
Okay.
Theo's gonna just kind of it seems like it's not like ancient cracking leather falling apart in his hand. It's like actually still supple.
The case itself looks like it's cracked and worn, and it's been sitting in this dank, dark place for a long time.
Theo's gonna just kind of pry the case loose with the tip of the dagger and see what's inside.
Yeah, you unwrap the leather binding holding it together, and you find 4 strange looking projectiles, approximately 3 to 4 inches in length. They're decorated with winding spirals that run the length of their shaft. They almost appear to be some sort of a weapon, sharp on one end.
Almost like a plumbata? Or a dart, if you will.
Yeah.
Yeah, like darts.
Mm-hmm.
Similar to what I throw.
Hey, Irin, these look like something you could throw.
I'll come over.
Yeah,
I'll
Irin,
take a look.
you take a look at them, and they definitely are darts. You recognize them right away as some sort of a projectile thrown weapon.
Yeah.
They seem to be extremely well made.
Nice craftsmanship.
Yeah, they're ensorcelled in some way. I don't know what, but why don't you hold on to them just in case we need them before we get a chance to figure out what they do?
Sure thing. I'll close the case and tuck them into my stuff.
Okay, you got a case of 4 darts.
Dart.
4 darts. All right.
All right, guys. So you've done some investigating, and I should also remind you guys, just the stench of this place is overwhelming. It's not pleasant. Let's put it that way.
I'm gonna cough a couple times because the smell's so bad, and then I'm gonna investigate this door to see if I can get it open.
Yeah, the door does not appear to be locked.
Ooh. I will attempt to open it.
Yeah, it opens right up, revealing another hallway, narrow, about 20 feet long, down to a corner that seems to take a turn to the west.
Hey, Rhunar, do you want to go first this time?
I was just about to suggest that somebody else go first this time.
I'll go first.
All right, yeah, Irin, lead the way. These little hallways, they just freak me out. I don't know what it is.
Probably because the last hallway just had undead come out of the walls. That would freak me out.
We shouldn't talk about that. I'm still sick to my stomach from it.
It'll be okay, probably.
As we move further in, Dave, I'm not like a rogue or anything, but I'll just kind of keep an eye out for any changes I can see in the stonework. You know,
Okay.
like looking for like, you know, newer things or older things, or a distinct difference in like block style or size or stone, whatever I can. It's not something I'm necessarily particularly good at. I just have the racial ability.
Sure.
So I'll just keep an eye out.
Okay. Yeah, roll a perception check.
All right.
Oh,
Nice.
nice, Irin.
Your keen
That'll do.
eye for stonework allows you to really pay close attention to the fine details of this hallway.
Mhm.
And you don't get the sense that there are any aftermarket modifications that have been made, let's say,
Okay.
to
Sure.
any of the brickwork, the walls, the floor in front of you. Nothing that would give you any sort of pause in terms of a possible trap or anything like that. It seems like it's pretty uniform.
Okay.
And you can also see
just-
that at the end of the hall there's another door.
Another door.
Yeah, right down here.
I just turn towards Rhunar and say, "Yeah, she's all OEM. That's good."
What did he? What?
It hasn't been modified.
Yeah, I'll approach this door. This door looks similar to the other doors that we've seen.
It does. Yep. They all seem to be fairly uniform in construction and design.
So that fight that we just had was fairly loud. Would you characterize it in that way?
Yes. Definitely. I mean, you would have recognized that pretty quickly because you were at the tail end of that hallway and you could hear the sounds of battle, swords clashing, moaning and groaning from the skeletons, etc. So yeah, it was fairly loud.
Okay. I'm gonna just look back at Rhunar, just kind of shrug my shoulders, and I really hope this works. I'm just gonna boot the door.
You're gonna boot it?
Yeah.
All right. Roll a strength check.
All right.
Give it a kick.
Great strength or athletics?
Athletics would be great.
Yeah. Leverage my skills.
Good.
Not
Yeah,
bad. Not
you
bad.
you blow it off of its hinges, and it flies into this room. Now the door is gone, and it reveals this large chamber that emanates a palpable wave of evil. A swarm of rats races from the room, scrambling below your feet and disappearing back through the hallway across the feet of your companions. At the center of the room, you see an open sarcophagus.
No
Not
vampires,
this
no
again.
vampires.
This whole room has this strange green glow, and there's smoke and mist that's floating pretty much everywhere. It seems to be contained by a door to the west.
Is this an
A door
alcove to the north?
There's a door to the north as well.
Okay.
And the door that you've opened, not only did the rats run down the hallway past everybody, but that this greenish, almost smoke is sort of billowing and floating its way down the hallway as well. And it's palpable evil in this room.
Theo immediately
Renee.
makes us the magic eyes just to see if he can see anything.
Where are you in the lineup? So everybody
I am
stop
in the back with
moving
Lee.
around so much. Okay,
I'm
so
in the
you're
back
back here.
with Lee.
Yeah, it's hard to see because the hallway is crowded by your friends. So you see magic coming off of, like, Byron is his hood is completely magic, his cloak. So that's sort of blocking your view. It's hard for you to
Byron-
see into the room from where you are.
Irin, maybe just and Theo just slowly pushes his head down to look over his shoulder.
I'll stand up taller.
Not fucking helping. Is there anything in there?
Yeah, it's some kind of sarcophagus and green mist floating everywhere.
Hold your breath.
Real fucking bad. There any other ways out?
Yeah, there's two doors inside there. One to the north and one on the west side.
Where did the door I
I
busted end
recommend
up?
we see if they're open.
The door that you kicked in is laying up against, it actually hit the side of the sarcophagus.
There doesn't happen to be like another fucking sigil on the on this door, does there?
Let's see.
No, I can't get up there to see.
Roll an investigation check.
'Cause that
All right. Should we just
that
all
would
go
be
into the room?
unfortunate. I would retire. Like I can't be an adventurer anymore. This is ridiculous.
It does not appear to be marked with any sort of strange sigil that would harken
Okay.
back to your previous experience in a strange tomb. And again, all the doors seem to be very similar in construction and design.
I'll move into the room a little bit more. I'll probably, you know what, I'm gonna move up and kind of peer into this sarcophagus a bit. So you said it's open.
It is.
Is it like the stone slab, like Raiders or Last Crusade style sarcophagus, where it's like a big stone slab that has to be moved, or is it, you know, classic lid, like hinged lid?
Oh yeah, no, it's
Vampire.
a slab. It's a slab that would be placed on top of a sarcophagus, and
Okay.
it's on the floor. It's not covered. As you look into the sarcophagus, you see this humanoid figure laying there on its back, clothed in a moth-eaten set of robes, corrupt in its visage. Black, leathery skin stretched across protruding face bones, almost like a desiccated husk of a mask stretched over the bone. But what captures your attention the most is a dark, almost endless darkness within its unnaturally stretched maw. And as you gaze upon it, you begin to hear a faint groan, and a hand reaches up towards you. And I want everybody to roll initiative.
Yeah. This is
Fortune time.
This is what we came for, boys and girls. Hey, that's better initiative this time. Byron, what the hell, dude?
No, I was gonna roll a second time too, but I didn't want him to have to change
Looks
it
like I'm
back
going
to this. It's not getting any better than that.
Great.
Oh shit.
That's wonderful.
Oh shit. I just want you to know, Dave, I love and respect you enough that I'm not going to do to you what one of my players did to me when we ran into this last time.
I appreciate that. Okay, so Byron, you are close enough to where you can see this creature's hand reach up as it starts to move inside the sarcophagus. There we go.
Oh gosh. I'm going to attempt to communicate with it.
Okay.
And I'm gonna say, please don't hurt us. We don't know where we are. We don't know how we got here. What are we doing here, guys? Please don't hurt us.
Okay. And do you want to move or anything?
I will move 5 feet away from it. Into this corner.
Okay. That sounds good. Irin.
I just kind of like look a little, like one eye on this thing because it's obviously, and then like it's just kind of like side eye the Byron, like motherfucker. And I say, I look at this thing and I say, no, please don't hurt us. And then I'm gonna reach into the coffin and punch it.
There you go.
Oh my god, no!
Okay.
With my fists. Hiya.
That hits. You punch it right in the chest as it is trying to get up.
And I don't know if it matters, but I have magical hands. If it matters,
You
I
do
don't
have
know if
magic
it,
hands.
I don't know if it
your
does.
hands are magic.
And I'm gonna say stay down, and then I hop up onto the sarcophagus. So I'm like straddling the opening, and then just kind of drop in on top of it and try to hit it again.
Okay.
It's time for the ground and pound.
Holy
Yes.
shit.
Nice.
Nice. Just stay down.
And
Go
then
back to
I'll use my I'm going to spend a key point to bonus action dodge. So using patient defense.
Got it. All right. Brings us to Theo. Theo, you watch as Irin just jumps up and starts punching this thing in the sarcophagus.
Oh no, Theo just gets enough of a look of it to be horrified. He just makes an arcane gesture at the Bodak as a bonus action, and rings of blue lightning just swirl around it for a second and settle in to a mark of the Wrath of the Blade Bearer, because we are not fucking around.
Nice.
As his bonus action, actual action 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, just swoops around the side and lays into him with the Pact Blade.
Got it with advantage.
Nice move.
That will hit.
And it does actually, since I've got the Wrath on, which I haven't had a chance to fix up yet, that does 3 more points of damage, so that's actually 20 points of damage.
Wow, that is sweet. Nicely done. You just come down on it with this magical blade and just crush it.
Back to the hell that spawned you! And attacks again.
Okay.
Yes.
Yep. Also hits. Nice.
So that's 18 total after. It's just whack, whack.
Wow.
No. And that is the end of Theo's turn.
Okay. Rhunar.
I just look side to side to Irin and Theo and start whacking at it too.
Okay.
Ah!
That first one misses as it kind of knocks your arm out of the way with one of its arms. That one misses as well.
Ah, my God. All right. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Ouch. That's no good.
2 natural ones.
Yeah.
In the same turn.
That's bad
This is
news.
not time to be rolling them.
No.
3 misses in a row.
That's no bueno. It happens though. Happens to the best of them. Anything else, Rhunar?
Nope.
All right,
Gotta
brings us
sit
to
here,
Whimsy.
wait for me back.
Whimsy's gonna come running in. 30. She is going to cast. She's gonna reach over, and she's gonna touch Byron. And she's going to cast Protection from Good and Evil, because she sees you cowering in the corner. So just kind of take a look at that. That's her turn. So you have the benefits against undead. So they have disadvantage on attack rolls against you as long as she maintains her concentration. So let me just put a concentration icon on her. We'll go with that.
Nice.
All right, so that's her turn. Now to the sarcophagus inhabitant. As you're punching this creature, Irin, it looks up at you. It looks right into your eyes, and you just see darkness. And it starts to almost mesmerize you in a way. You're drawn into its eyes. I need you to make a Constitution saving throw, please. Oof.
Eek.
Oof. You are, sir, successful in fighting off the darkness that threatens to overcome you. And you kind of shake your head and break away from its gaze for the moment, feeling as though you were on the precipice. However, everybody in the room is going to feel this wave, this aura of annihilation that flows out from this sarcophagus. And everybody takes 5 necrotic damage.
Bodak.
And you can feel this energy just pulsing in this room. It didn't go away. It sort of evaporated and blasted outwards, and it just filled the room. And that brings us back to Byron.
All right, so having been touched by whimsy, and feeling this like growing like aura of protection within me, kind of warmth, and I'm feeling all of a sudden I'm like, oh yeah, with this power in me, I like feel untouchable. So I'm gonna just pop 10 feet forward. I'm just gonna scream at the top of my lungs and just bring my rapier back down on it and try and push it back down into the coffin at the same time.
Okay.
For 21.
Nice.
Yep.
That'll do.
You just plunge your rapier down into this creature and essentially pin it to the back of the sarcophagus. And you just watch as its head just collapses and it turns to the side. And it lays there motionless. Whimsy looks at you and says, "Nice work."
Oh, thank you for this. I feel pretty good, actually. Whatever you did to me. It's like, I don't know. I feel pretty good.
I don't know what that is.
That is pure evil. It's a good thing we got the jump on it.
Let's burn it.
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
Is there anything? I guess anything in there is going to be evil, right? There's not going to be any useful things in the crypt.
It's hard to say whatever the hell that was. And Theo was just looking around the rest of the room, like waiting for something else to happen.
Which way do we go?
You can hear your heart beating. What are you investigating, Irin?
I'm gonna just kind of give a quick search of this, since I'm essentially on top of it.
You search through it, and it really doesn't have anything on it. There's no markings. There's nothing that is outwardly visible until you start to dig into its vestments, the robes that it has on, these moth-eaten robes.
Mm-hmm.
And you do uncover a dark amulet that it has underneath its robes around its neck on a chain.
I'm not gonna pull it off, but I wanna like pull it to the outside. Like if I can like maneuver it out of, so it's like not under the robe, so people can see it.
Sure. Absolutely. You can expose it for sure, yeah.
Yeah.
You all see this amulet. It's kind of, it's a dark, almost like a deep purplish, like gem almost. But it's not a polished gem. It's rough hewn.
Just because he's thorough, once that gets shown up, Theo just goes, fuck. Utters the word of power. His eyes go white, ice blue again, and detect magic.
It is definitely magic.
I'm gonna ask just because it's in the spell and it seems appropriate for color. You can, after a little bit of observation, tell the school of magic. It wouldn't happen to be necromancy, would it?
Indeed, it is.
That is necromancy. That is
Hey,
I
maybe
would-
you should take it.
Be
you
careful
want
with
it?
that.
Yeah, it's probably
one.
not good.
No.
It's probably cursed.
Do we?
Let me think. No, I agree. I'm trying to see if Theo just puts the sword down for a second and starts rifling through the bag of holding to see if he has anything to put that in, which is my excuse for saying, let me look through the inventory really quick.
Off of the thing. Do we want to consider maybe possibly dangerous as it might be, not leaving it behind where somebody else could get it?
Oh, there is a reasonably good chance this is the source of some of the corruption around us.
Mm-hmm.
And we can't just destroy it.
Well, magical
No.
items. Well, I don't know.
You don't have a magic spell to destroy it, Theo?
I
Look at Theo.
have a.
Can't you do something?
I can try. There's no guarantee it'll work, but depends on how terrifying it is. However, I'm not sure if I want to try and do that right now in the middle of all this,
Yeah.
because as you have seen, my mojo, if you will, is I'm a sprinter.
Okay, yes, I understand.
Well,
On the other hand, I have nothing to put this in. I could wrap it in something and just toss it in my bag of holding. That's the best I can do.
I think that's a great idea. Wrap it up tight and put it somewhere safe.
Okay, and he pulls out literally his bedcloth and actually no, he pulls out a black pirate flag adorned with a dragon skull and crossbones. Just looks at it for a second and goes, "Huh." Wraps it up in that and puts it in the bag of holding.
Seems on brand.
There is a story there, but this is not the time or place to get into that.
Whimsy looks at Byron and says, "Are you sure he's not a necromancer?"
What?
I have
Dave.
been saying he's a necromancer all season. I am so glad to be backed up. Thank you, Whimsy.
Why?
Can you tell
Dave,
Rhunar
why-
here you think he's a necromancer as well?
Well, we've seen him raise some spirits before in battle
Necromancy.
to help us.
He raised you.
Well, we don't know that. Not according to him, right?
Now is not the time or place to have this argument.
Yeah, I'm confused. I just want to use my healing potion vial that I have. I assume that's a regular healing potion, Dave.
Yeah, it'll be a common, so it'll be 2d4 plus 2.
Okay.
All right, so you have explored this room a bit. You've found some interesting relic and recovered it. Let's go ahead and take a quick break.
All right.
Sounds good.
Okay.
Let's do it.
Yeah. All right.
Anyway.
So you find yourself in this small room filled with a sickening green mist that almost offends the lungs as you breathe. You have defeated a strange creature that attempted to rise from its resting place in the sarcophagus but was unable to. Now, before you, there is a door to the west, and there is a door to the north.
listen at this door. See if I can hear anything beyond.
Okay, yeah, roll a perception check for me. Oh, nice. You listen intently and you don't hear anything.
That's weird. There were no dice. Okay.
That happened earlier too.
I don't hear anything over this way. Byron,
Byron,
what about
looking
there?
up that way?
Well, I don't think I hear anything on this door either.
I picked which way should we go?
I feel like that was just gonna go back. I mean,
I say we try this northern door.
yeah.
Okay.
I feel like that left side's just gonna go back like kind of in a loop. And I'm down for going that way, but maybe we should just see if this door.
We will check everything eventually. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have a hunch. I don't know.
What's your hunch?
Let's try the northern door.
All right. I will double check to make sure it's not locked or anything.
It is locked.
Ooh, then I will attempt to pick it.
This one doesn't go as well as the last one, and you can't quite get it open.
All right, guys, I have something for this, and I'm gonna go step over here, and I'm gonna reach into my bag of holding. I'm gonna pull out my portable battering ram.
He's been waiting to. Okay.
Guys, it's time.
God, you
It's
just
time.
really want to use
I
that,
couldn't
don't you?
pick the door. So I think we should get somebody really strong to wield this, because I'm not gonna be able to do it. Irin.
I guess it'd probably be Irin
Or Rhunar.
or Rhunar, yeah.
Out of character, what's your guy's strength?
Mine's 16, I think. Yeah, 16.
Which is better than my 14.
It's also better than my
Okay.
14. So
Mine's
yeah.
11.
So the way the portable ram works is that it gives you a +4 advantage on your strength checks.
Oh, okay.
So if you want to try to blast the door open, you certainly can do that, and just add a +4 if you're using the portable ram.
Okay, so is that a straight
Rhunar?
strength roll and then the +4?
Correct.
Okay. Or, okay. Yeah, I'll try it.
Okay.
Tongue.
You get a pretty good running start from 5 feet away and run towards it with the ram, and just it just kind of reverberates through you a little bit, and it doesn't break the door down. It definitely impacts the door, and it moves the door in its door frame, but it does not knock it down.
How about this? How about I grab one side, you grab the other, and we both try it together as a team?
Yeah, I
Okay.
can run up behind it and push it.
Sure. If we do it together, can I roll with advantage?
Correct.
All right.
You'll grab
All right,
the
let's
other
try it
side.
again. You ready?
On 3.
2, 1. Go.
Go!
Yep.
It was your most
You needed a 15,
powerful boot.
so it does.
Oh,
It
okay.
breaks open.
Nice.
Byron's gonna be jumping up and down, like cheering, like wishing he had some way to document this moment.
There's a circular room before you. Let's see.
That's not good.
I'll put that right there so you can see into it. You see a circular room about 30 feet in diameter, roughly. At the center of the room, there's what appears to be some sort of a stone altar. It seems as though it rises from the floor as if it was thrust from below by some massive force. There is a blood-stained dagger resting upon it. At the far end of the chamber, there's a man standing there. A tiefling man. He looks at you expectantly, And you watch as he swings open a door behind him. And a ghoul of some undead creature comes moving towards you. And I want everybody to roll initiative.
Here we go again.
On our own. Well, geez, Byron.
I get advantage on these two.
The only road I've... Oh,
And you
brutal.
needed it yet.
So I should be at 24.
Cool.
Yeah, does that spell still have effect on Byron?
It does.
Nice. I can feel the power coursing
Let's
through my veins.
see. All right. So, Byron, you are at the top of the initiative.
All right, so feeling the power still, and really liking the feeling. I'm gonna charge in, feeling confident. I'm gonna go 5, 10, 15, 20. I'm gonna jump up on the altar, 25. Scream at the top of my lungs as I jump down on the other side, 30. And I'm gonna just stab this guy in the face.
Which guy?
Just jumping in there. I like it.
The ghouly thing.
Okay.
Yep.
Oh,
Yeah, that hits.
Nice. So I'll do 8 damage, and then as a
Okay.
bonus action, I will disengage. And I'll move 5, 10, 15, 20. Well, no, 15 feet back. Well, no, we'll move to here, 20 feet.
Okay.
So that happened.
All right, Byron, Rhunar.
I'm gonna charge it. Once I see Byron running in, I'm just gonna be like, wait! And I'm gonna jump in after him. So let's see, see these ghouls. That's about as far as I can move. I'm gonna stay right here.
All right. In front of you, you see that there is the figure of a person laying on the ground right here.
Oh,
Just FYI, there's someone laying on the ground.
like, do they look dead?
Hard to say.
Okay.
Theo.
Right, Theo is going to intone a word of power. There will be a series of runes that glow on his sword, and he is going to cast as his action Armor of Agathis. Because I don't know what's about to happen here, but ain't no way it's going to be good.
I mean, it could be.
Shh. And then let's see. 5, 10, 15, 20, 20, 25, 30. And he is going to get right up next to this tiefling. Just, hello.
Hi.
And that's... And he's taken aback by how friendly he is. And that is the end of Theo's turn.
All right. Theo, as you approach this guy and get right up in front of him, you hear him muttering in some strange language that you don't comprehend, and he moves his hands in a sort of a strange way, conjuring this ball of energy in his hands, and then he just looks at you and smiles, and it blasts into you. This necromantic energy washes over you, and I need you to make a Constitution save for me.
Nice.
You do make it.
Nice.
Let's see. So
The
you are
necromantic
going to
energy
take-
actually fuels them.
You are going to take 19 necrotic damage.
Woo!
Ooh.
Arm of
Yes.
Agathis is still up, but barely.
As it washes across you.
Does that affect him at all by hitting that armor? No, that's...
If it wasn't a melee attack.
Let's see.
But it beats taking the real damage.
Yeah, it sure does. All right, Irin.
Here we go again. 5, 10, 15, 20. There's like a bloodstained deck in that raised
there
dais.
is. Yes.
And this is the tiefling?
Tiefling is in front of Theo.
Oh, okay. This is a body.
There's a body slumped on the floor over in this side of the room.
Okay. Oh man. Yeah, I think I'm going to. And how tall is this dais?
The dais itself is raised about 4 feet or so off the
Okay.
ground, and again, it looks as though it was thrust up as if pushed from below, and then puncturing the floor of this room. It's a strange design.
Okay. Let me just figure out my speed real quick here. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. Yeah, so I will like hop up and then just kind of leap off of the dais and give like a big, I like the Superman punches, so I'm gonna just do a nice big Superman punch onto this first walking corpse dude.
Okay. Certainly hits. You just punch him right in the face, and your fist kind of goes into his face a little bit. And when you pull your fist back, you can see that there's a hole in the front of its head.
And then I kind of pop out my mace, and I'm gonna try to jam it into the hole.
Yeah,
Hits keep on coming.
it's a perfect fit.
Nice. And I am going to spend a key point and flurry some blows. And I am gonna my first attack. I'm gonna try to kick this tiefling's legs out from under him.
Okay.
Ugh.
You miss. You try to swipe the legs, and it doesn't work.
I just look at my leg, look at him, look at Theo, and punch him in the dick.
The old tried and true.
That's right.
Yeah.
Theo, what's your armor class? Just kidding. I'm not punching you in the dick.
Higher than that.
Yeah, you connect with the groinal area of this tiefling.
All right. I will require him. I will require him to make a dexterity saving throw, DC 15, please, or fall prone.
He falls prone.
I nod to Theo
Shame.
and turn back to the the corpse guy, and don't have any more attacks.
Okay. All right, so this guy in front of you, Irin, this creature that you just pounded his face in a couple times, is going to take a couple claw swings at you.
All right.
17 on the first attack.
That'll connect.
7 slashing with its claws.
After that first attack, Theo's going to take that personally and use his reaction after the first attack to Sentinel strike him.
Yes, nice.
Nice.
Uh-huh. That hits, and
Hits.
with your sentinel attack, you cut him in half and drop him to the ground.
Nice.
Nobody claws my dwarf. Friend.
The one behind him, there's another one of these creatures, and it comes up behind the one that you just killed,
Maybe you do.
and he is going to take a couple swings at Irin, since he's the first thing that he sees.
Yep.
19 on that one for another 7 slashing.
Ow.
And let's see. I need a DC 10 con save, it looks like.
Oh. I can do that.
Oops.
Nope. I guess I can't.
That's not
You
good.
are paralyzed for the next minute.
Rules are bad.
Yeah, that's bad news.
Oh no.
Yeah. So you're incapacitated, you can't move, you can't speak. You auto fail strength and dex saves. Attacks against you have advantage. And a hit is a critical.
That last part really sucked. Wow.
I'm a back.
Also, you can't dick punch.
Yeah, it kind of eliminates the dick punch option for the moment. Okay. Well, that is... Oh, it has a second attack. So this one is going to be with advantage on you. 21.
Boo.
And I get to roll a couple extra dice here.
The auto crit.
Yep. So it's going to be a total of 12 slashing damage. And as that transpires, you hear this, and sort of the walls start to crumble around, and there's again these strange alcoves that open up on the sides, and a couple additional skeletons burst into the room. Byron, one next to you, is going to take a swing with its short
Dave,
sword.
Is Whimsy in the turn order?
She
she is.
should be.
Is
Because
not.
it's already come back around to me and Byron.
Let's get her in there.
Yeah, I was thinking, where's our cleric?
Where is our cleric?
We need her.
She's hanging out in the other room. All right, so these skeletons burst in, Byron. And the first one is going to take a swing at you with its short sword.
Oof.
10, I think, misses.
I bat that out of the way with my shield.
Yep. This one moves in towards you. It's going to have advantage. Ooh, that one hits for 5
Yep.
piercing. And then Theo, you're going to get one with advantage on you,
Do not want.
which misses. Oh no, that was just a one single roll. Where's my other advantage? Nope, still misses. And then this one is also going to swing at you. Seven piercing damage.
Well, downside, that kills Armor of Agathis. Upside, that son of a bitch takes 20 cold damage for his trouble.
You watch as all of his bones, his skull, his rib cage, all of his arm bone, leg bones, they get this strange crystallization that kind of emanates from your body into it, and it just tenses up, and then it just shatters into a bazillion pieces and slumps to the ground in a pile. God, I love that spell. So cool.
It's so good.
Yeah.
So good.
All right, that is their turn. Now it's back to Byron. Byron, you are flanked by a pair of skeletons.
All right.
Your favorite.
I still feel the power. So I'm gonna. Do I still feel the power?
You do still feel the power.
Oh, I feel the power. I'm gonna disengage from these two. Having seen Irin take that massive blow and having seen him lock up, Byron's gonna feel a sense of obligation combined with love and fear for his friend, and do a crazy move, like diving past Rhunar here to get in the way and just, to avenge his, not knowing that, he's not dead. I'm gonna hit this guy as hard as I can.
Okay. Let her rip.
Ooh.
That unfortunately misses. It just knocks your rapier out of the way as you approach.
As a bonus action, I will attempt to hide using by falling prone. No, not by falling prone. That's a terrible idea. By kind of ducking down next to Irin and using his body almost as like a vision breaker.
A shield?
Yeah, exactly.
All right, go ahead and roll. You can roll a stealth check. It'll be at disadvantage. So if you have your cloak on, it'll just be a straight roll.
Okay.
Yep, you feel like you're well hidden behind your friend. All right, that brings us to
realizing it's an auto crit against him. Oh no.
that'll bring us to Whimsy. She comes marching around the corner here. She sees a skeleton in front of her, and she's going to take a swing with her mace. And misses.
Not like that, Whimsy.
No, that's not what you want to see. However, she is going to use her bonus action. Let's see. Cast spiritual weapon, and I believe
Oh, it's hammer time.
She's going to cast it right here. And it is going to go ahead and take a swing at the same one that she was just swinging at. Oh shit. Yep, that'll
Nice.
do. She blasts it for 6 force damage.
Take
All
that,
right.
stupid.
That's how you do that. Rhunar. You plainly saw your colleague Irin go down. Byron is kind of crouched down in front of you.
I'm gonna hop up on top of the altar here and start swinging on this guy right here.
Okay.
Oops, I shouldn't have advantage.
26 still hits for 14. That's enough to drop him.
Nice. Oh, Dave, that's the crit from the 29 that I wasn't supposed to.
Oh, so it's
So
just
it's
8?
It's just it. Yeah, it's just the 8.
Got it. Okay. So he's still up. Just get in.
All right, still whacking at him. Come on, there it is.
Nice.
Yeah, that definitely hits, and that one is enough to make him go down.
Okay. With my extra attack, I'm gonna jump this way and slash at this one in front of Whimsy.
With advantage. Yep. Let's see. Yep, that's enough to crush that one. It drops to the ground as well.
All right, and with that, I will. Oh, jeez. Okay, I'll just hold here for now.
All right, Theo. The tiefling is prone in front of you. A ghoul is standing over Irin, taking massive chunks out of him. What would you like to do?
As much as Theo wants to hit that fucking tiefling on the ground, instead he's going to point a finger at the ghoul, bark a word. As his bonus action, he is going to hex this fucking ghoul.
Bark, bark.
We have no time for this shit, and then he's going to attack with the greatsword.
Nice.
Get him.
Oh yeah, that definitely hits. He's still
Seven-
up.
Okay, well then the sword comes back around at him.
Yes, you drop him. That's all it took to knock him
Nice.
down, take him out of play.
Theo just spins and points the tip of the sword at the tiefling on the ground.
Okay. Any other actions or bonus actions?
That was everything I had.
All right, so that brings us to the tiefling. He looks up at you and he says, "The Great Purge is coming and there's nothing you can do about it." And he conjures this energy in his palms, those same thing that you saw before, and pushes it in your direction. And I need you to make a Constitution save for me.
Come on.
All that con going around.
That saves,
Nice.
but you do still take a little bit here.
Paladin, baby.
You're going to take 16 points of necrotic damage as this wave of energy washes over you. And he is going to use half his movement to get up. And that is
Ow.
the end of his turn. Brings us to Irin.
Drool.
Irin's drooling on the stone floor.
I believe.
Still, do I get another? Do I resave against it, or is it just a solid 1 minute? Because it's the ghoul or whatever.
Nope, you can repeat the saving throw at the end of each of your turns. So yeah,
Go
go ahead.
All right.
Yeah, thank goodness. Roll a con save.
No
Most
shit.
of those abilities are written like that, which is good most of the time.
There we
Yes,
go.
you
Nice.
shake off the paralysis, and the shitty thing about paralysis is you could see everything and hear everything that was happening, and you were just helpless to do anything. But now you find yourself, again, you have your capacities,
Okay.
but that is the end of your turn.
Okay. I kind of slump a bit, like as I'm able to move my muscles again. Kind of slump. I'm like, oh, that sucked.
You back with
That's
us?
it. That's yeah. Yeah.
All right. That brings us to Byron.
All right. So now that you're moving again, and I feel pretty hidden, kind of you're moving again. I'm gonna move 5, 10 feet, and I'm just gonna hold one hand up, with my shield, try and draw his attention up, and then bring my rapier into his stomach.
Okay.
Nice.
That will hit.
For 25 piercing.
Okay. You fool. Oh. Anything else, Byron?
No, that's all I got. I'm gonna stab him. That's it.
Brings us to Whimsy. She is going to use her bonus action to attack with her spiritual weapon on this remaining skeleton over here. No, misses. She's going to move in. And she's going to attack, or use her action to attack with her mace. That one hits. She cracks it on the skull. Kabam! That brings us to Rhunar.
Right. I think that tiefling is the biggest threat, so I'm just gonna jump and land in a big cloud of bones and attack this fool.
Captain America land as like in a shower of bones.
That's where the romance is.
Oh, not advantage. How'd that get turned down?
That was double ones.
Ouch.
That was really impressive.
Yeah, that's bad news, Bears, right there.
That
You
means you have
missed.
to stop playing Dungeons
How
and
the
Dragons.
hell did that happen?
You're
You're the
retired.
Dungeon Master now.
You're now retired.
Yeah, you have to be the Dungeon Master now. Dave is playing a new character.
Okay,
Shit, I'm the tiefling. Fuck.
Ooh, bad day.
it's
Bad
not gonna stop me.
Oh,
Oh, no.
3 natural ones.
the
Come
fluff.
on.
I've
Roll one more.
I'm calling bullshit because I've rolled 5 this game. That's crazy.
Rhunar
Alright,
is
here we
now
go.
effectively
The dice don't
necromancer.
lie. The dice don't lie.
There we go. 13.
That hits.
Jesus.
Rhunar is the necromancer now.
It hits Byron.
just
Ah,
gonna stop now.
Killing him.
turns out we were all the secret necromancer independently.
No, I'm gonna stop trying to be cool because this is just backfiring on
Yeah.
substantially.
It's time to retire. All right, Theo.
As a bonus action, Theo is going to kind of make a sweeping gesture with his hand, kind of crooked, to move the hex from the corpse of the ghoul onto this necromancer. And then he is going to attack this necromancer twice.
Okay.
Just to say it out loud, if I reduce him to 0 hit points, I will not kill him, but rather render him unconscious.
Okay. That will hit.
Wait, why don't we want to kill him?
I want to find out who the fuck he is and what the fuck he's doing down here.
Yeah, Theo and him could be brothers.
Wow, just because Theo has a bunch of brothers, but we don't know necessarily one of them is a tiefling and a necromancer. Probably.
We're
We don't
mostly
know.
going with the necromancer part.
Wow. I mean, all is possible. I'm going to hit him again because he's still there.
Whoa!
Oh,
My goodness.
Just kill him.
If that kills him, it
Alright,
will
fine.
kill him because I can't say that, oh, I, expertly knocked him out with the flat. Nah.
You
But I
cut
don't know
down
if I
at him, and your sword slices right through his left shoulder, cutting down towards his heart, and his eyes go wide as he looks at you. And he says, "There's nothing you can do to stop it." And you do with a
shit.
natural 20, you kill him.
I tried so hard not to for a second. Oh, that's Theo. And Theo, in fact, just does make this face of like, oh shit. Oh shit. And that's the end of Theo's turn.
Okay, that brings us over to Irin. You look around and there's one skeleton still remaining in the bottom corner.
How does Whimsy look?
She looks like she's fighting this skeleton, bonking it with her
Okay.
mace and her spiritual weapon.
Cool. Well, I'll fucking run over there and smash it with my mace.
Nice.
Hot mace on mace action.
Yeah.
Nice.
That'll hit. It's like whack-a-mole over here with you two.
You guys.
Still up. That one misses.
And then I'm gonna kick it in the shin.
That one hits. And you kick it in the shin, knock it down, and its head hits the floor so hard that it smashes into a bunch of pieces and it just slumps to the ground. Ugh. Thanks, Irin.
You all right?
I'm fine.
Good. I'm not.
I'm just gonna race over. Oh, are we still in initiative, Dave?
We are not. We are out of initiative at this point.
Whimsy, is that your friend? I'm just gonna
Yes,
motion over to
Silent
this guy.
Wolf. She races over to look at him, and he is unconscious but alive.
Theo, is that your friend? And I'll move over to the tiefling.
Why would he be my friend?
Never mind.
Theo is going to, make the arcane word and turn his eyes bright blue, and take a look around the room to see if anything is magical.
There is magical essence that is radiating from the tiefling down sort of near his abdomen, probably in some sort of a pouch maybe or something.
Oh no, he's magically pregnant.
And then there is the dagger on the stone altar seems to be emanating both necrotic.
Theo begins to carefully search the tiefling and calls over the dagger, the bloody dagger. That is also ensorcelled. Probably not in a good way. And he begins searching the tiefling.
Okay.
Theo, you grab a pouch off of the tiefling's belt, and it's pretty sizable. You unravel it, and there is a holy symbol that looks absolutely terrifying. It looks as though it's a skull with a scythe. It's
Whimsy?
wrapped up in some cloth. As you unravel it, it almost makes you ill to look at it.
Ugh. Theo just kind of tosses the cloth back over and goes, Whimsy, you might want to take a look at this.
She comes over to you and says, "What did you find?"
Theo just kind of carefully, pulls the cloth back over from the evil holy symbol.
And it's magical, you can tell?
You almost don't need the sight to tell. This is,
Yeah.
awful.
She's gonna go ahead and roll a religion check. I've never seen anything like this. But it's evil, that's for damn sure.
You're not wrong. If we can take some time at some point, I might be able to dispel the magic on it, which would at least make it safer, but I might not then again. That's
That's a great idea. I have that ability as well. Actually, I have that spell prepared. Here, place it on the ground.
Okay. Theo carefully sets it on the ground and backs away.
All right. So she sits down next to it, cross-legged on the ground, and she takes out her holy symbol of St. Cuthbert, sets it on the ground. She pulls out a little bit of incense. She starts burning the incense, and she's going to go ahead and try to dispel this magic.
Ouch.
Shit.
Damn.
This magic is strong on this. I don't know if it worked. Can you tell?
And did that take longer than a minute?
That spell is instantaneous, so no, it just took an action.
So Theo's eyes are still turned up, and I assume it's still magical.
It is.
Yes, it is. We can try later. That's
Okay.
We don't need to do it right now. And he wraps it back up in whatever pouch it was in.
Can we
Theo,
wrap up this?
If I
dagger
wrap
and
up
take it?
the dagger, yeah, that's what I was thinking. If we wrap it up, is it safe to grab?
Probably. Just yes.
I'll drop a rag on top of it, wrap it up.
And if you hear voices, put it down immediately.
Don't listen to them.
Yeah, generally, it's a bad idea to listen to voices in your head, no matter what they're saying. So the nobler part of me says we should finish inspecting the rest of this building and purging it of undead. The practical side of me says we have an unconscious man with us.
Yeah, Whimsy, how is your friend doing?
He seems to be unresponsive, but he's alive.
Can you heal him at all?
Yes. Give me some time.
Here's the other terrifying statement. It's probably getting near sundown, if not actually sundown, out there. I don't think we want to go back up into the forest tonight.
You watch as Whimsy channels her divine energy into her friend Silent Wolf, and you watch as some of the wounds that he has sustained, which were minor, scuffs on his face sort of disappear, but he does not wake up. He's still unconscious.
That's not good.
Are we prepared to stay here in this place?
Are we prepared to stay in the forest?
That's a good question.
We might be safe in the entryway if we close the 2 doors and keep watch.
Well, we have to get back to the entryway. Do we go west or keep going north here? There wasn't a passageway behind the statue, right? Was there?
There wasn't that we
Not
saw.
what I saw. Out of character, I might have screwed up the roll, but it's also
Right.
possible that's just a wall.
Yeah, I pulled both the levers.
All right, so do we go west, try to go around? And we'll just carry him with us?
Or, yeah, we could do that, or we could head north here.
Do you actually think we can go through that wall?
Byron, do you want to go investigate?
I'll go check. I'm gonna pop up here and doing a full investigation.
All right.
These things came from somewhere.
Yeah,
gonna
they're
use
coming
my
down that hallway.
I'm gonna use my wholeness of body power.
Yeah, Byron, you can tell that the wall in front of you is some sort of a door.
I don't see any mechanisms to activate it or anything, though.
You don't.
Okay, this is definitely a path, guys, but I don't know how to activate it. Whimsy, Rhunar, do you want to use my ram again?
You want to ram the wall?
I mean, it's a door of some kind, even if it looks like a wall.
That's up to
And
you.
I'm not saying it'll be effective, but it's.
There is a door over here.
I
to
know
the
I
west.
couldn't. I can't do it.
Look,
I
if
see
we
I see what
Can
you're
I
saying.
can I take a look around? I'll take a look around this like altar, see if I can find any switches, maybe any stonework catches or levers,
Okay.
pressure plates.
Could I check in to see if there's anything up behind the tiefling guy, like that he might have been opening?
Rhunar and Irin, go ahead and roll investigation checks.
Womp womp.
Nice.
Hey!
Nice.
Eat
Uh,
us
Just
one
hoping
of
for one of
those.
those.
Irin, you investigate this stone altar, and it's really strange. There's no sharp lines and angles. It doesn't look like it was built that way. It almost appears again as though this pillar of stone was thrust through the floor. It's a fairly simple, plain in terms of decoration, which is kind of strange in terms of like an altar. Usually they're fairly ornate, but this one again kind of follows the aesthetic of this place of being relatively utilitarian rather than ornamental. You don't come across any sort of buttons or levers or any switches or anything, any trigger mechanisms that you can find.
Okay.
And Rhunar, you search the wall behind the tiefling and you don't find anything either.
Okay. I'll kind of say, I think, it could be that whatever this construction is that we're in was built around this pillar. Maybe. Or whatever this pillar was moved. I don't think this is just an altar. It might be the top of something beneath.
How can you tell?
Well, mostly a hunch. You can, like, if this was a normal sort of construction, like there would the joints here and here would be more hard edged, different, whereas this, and yeah, I kind of explained
Yeah.
to her that
She nods her head. Yeah. Well,
it's whatever it is, it's strange. tell me about this, like the stone specifically of it too.
You know, it seems to follow, as I mentioned, the aesthetic of this entire place that you've seen so far. The rock seems to be, knowing stonework as well as you do, given your stone cunning, you can see that it seems to be of a different origin.
Okay. Stone isn't necessarily my thing, but, I just kind of shrug. Dwarf. Yeah, it's definitely, this is different than any of the stone we've seen in the construction here so far.
Should we hit it with the ram?
No.
I don't think we should do that.
He really wants to use
Okay.
that ram.
Theo,
What about this door over here? And she
Go
walks
that
over
way.
to the west here. There's a door.
I think that should be our next path, but just out of curiosity, and it just kind of came to me. Theo, you have that weird holy symbol thing?
Yes.
Why don't you just walk up that north path and see if anything happens from, like maybe push it against the wall or something, or put it on the altar. Maybe something happens.
I really think putting it on the altar is a
Don't
terrible
put
idea.
it on the altar.
But Theo
We
will
don't-
walk
we
up
don't-
to that north door, and pull out that evil ass holy symbol, and kind of put it to the door.
You hold out this symbol, and just the quick glimpse of it, the design of it, and this visage of a skull, and it kind of gives you a nauseated feeling. And you hold it up and look at the wall, and you don't notice any sort of change that occurs.
Nope, Theo says, promptly rewrapping it.
Okay. It was just a thought.
All right, I'm gonna scoop up the guy.
Silent
Throw him
Wolf?
over my
Yeah.
I'm gonna throw him over my shoulder,
Okay.
fireman style.
All right. So you're carrying Silent Wolf.
Nice.
Look, the big question is, are we going to keep going through unknown doors with Silent Wolf, or are we going to go backtrack? That's the first question.
Well, the safest
Probably
way would be to backtrack.
He's your friend, so
Yeah, I think
understand.
you're right.
Um,
We don't need to solve this problem for them. We're here to save Silent Wolf.
Well, we possibly should clear this out. But if we're going to do that, we should go back to a safe space, take a bit of a rest, let Whimsy tend to her friend, and then maybe just the four of us continue on for however much more is in here.
Wait, we leave behind the Cleric, the only healer in our group.
Well, do you want to carry Silent Wolf with you?
Hmm.
Let's
I mean-
backtrack then.
Okay, yep, you're right.
Okay. So party backtracks back to the original antechamber room.
Yeah.
Is that where you're gonna go?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. So you guys find yourself in this room here. Very, very thankful to be away from that altar room and just that strange aura of death that was emanating from those two rooms. You find yourself back in the antechamber, which is not all that appealing either. It's got this really weird mural that wraps around the entire room of undead armies raising villages and temples. But anyhow, nonetheless, you make it back here, and Whimsy is sort of tending to Silent Wolf, trying to pour water in his mouth a little bit to hydrate him, and she's kind of caretaking for him right now.
So no, I think we need to go further in just to see what else is here. The other thing is we've seen one body of his companions, so they might either still be alive further down or dead.
It would be good to know.
Which is fine. We just need a moment to collect ourselves. Let Whimsy decide, what she needs to do. I think this chamber is safe enough for the other 4 of us to keep going, but that's up to Whimsy. What do you think?
Well, I mean, if we're gonna hang out here, we should secure these 2 doors, and we should set up watches for the staircase, the main staircase. And then I almost feel like we should have that whoever's on watch be at the top of the steps and watching outside, so they can fall back down the steps.
Oh, you want
Worst
to
case scenario, so we
you
have a
want-
little extra time.
you want to go ahead and spend the night first.
I mean,
Are you talking short
it's
rest?
dark
long rest?
outside. We're talking. Well, I mean, were you guys thinking short rest? Because I was thinking if we hang out here long enough, this person could potentially move, talk, speak of their own, experience here, and then we would have more information,
No, that's perfectly
and
fine. I
then we
just
can
wanted to make
decide
sure
whether or
that's what
not
we're
we
thinking.
want to continue on.
That sounds really good.
And I don't want to move. I don't want to travel in the forest at night.
That's not a bad idea. We could hole up here, see if we can get him revived. Maybe he knows something.
Yep, and then we can make a decision based on that, or we can leave and come back later, or we can continue further with his help. There's a lot of options that we just have. We won't know until he's awake and has given us his information.
So either way, we want to rest here, but until dawn.
Yes, I think that'd be a wise decision. I don't know about you guys, but I'm beat. Like, the hike through the woods took a lot out of me, and then now this fighting, I've got some wounds I'd like to bandage up, relax.
All right, well, I think we should fix pythons or something into the ground in front of all 3 of these. I'm convinced that there's some kind of door behind this statue now.
I absolutely concur. I only have 4 pythons left. I forgot to recollect pythons from past experiences with them.
I have some.
Okay, sweet.
Question.
I also have
Dave,
some. Courtesy
What-
of here.
What way do the doors open?
They open out from where you are. So into the rooms beyond.
So pythoning them from our side would do no good.
Correct.
I gotcha.
I see.
Right. All right, I guess we just sleep in here with 4 doors all around us.
But we could use the pythons to set up tripwires.
Yeah, the undead are not usually that smart, so that might at least slow them down and buy us a couple of
Okay.
seconds to get everyone woken up.
All right, I'm for that.
Okay, yeah, let's do it. So what do you think? Tripwire here, tripwire across the skull area?
Sounds good.
Should we do 2 people on watch at a time instead of just 1?
I would say yes, but I'm not sure if we will be able to actually get any rest if we do that.
Yeah, good call.
Well,
We're in a
that's
close
a
enough
rule.
space.
That's a rules call, Dave. I mean, I think the long rest rules are you have to rest for 6 to 8 hours, and get some sleep. But I don't think it's super specific on how much sleep you have to get.
Yeah, you don't have to sleep for 8 hours. You just need to be basically doing nothing else but resting. You can be holding
which
a
case,
watch,
def-
but if you're doing anything else that would require an action, you would invalidate the long rest. Is the way
Oh,
that
yeah,
I've
definitely
interpreted
double
it.
watch then.
Then I
That's a
say
good
we, yeah,
interpretation. I like that interpretation.
I like that too. So yeah,
Now there
Three
are
triple-
rules for if you don't sleep. So if you fail
does-
to sleep for a period of time, you start to take exhaustion points. So sleep is still important. That doesn't
So it
invalidate
does-
sleep.
It does specifically call out 6 hours of sleep.
There you go.
In long
shit.
rest, it does
But you
say
don't need
during which
8
a character
hours of
sleeps
sleep.
right. It says sleep at least 6 hours and perform no more than 2 hours of light activities such as reading, talking, eating, or standing watch.
Yep.
So,
So you still
I
need to
guess-
get some sleep.
So the question is, can we do double watches? And night is longer than 6 or 8 hours. So over the course of the evening, can we manage to do watches with 2 people and everyone get enough sleep to avoid exhaustion?
so if we rest 10 hours and we do 4-hour watches, we could do 2 people on each watch except the last watch.
that including Whimsy?
That's including
Yep.
Whimsy
Yep.
as a watch.
Yeah, well, I mean, let's just keep it simple. You guys would be able to, within 10 hours, be able to get each of you 6 hours of sleep at some combination and still have 2 people watching.
Cool. Cool.
Then let's do it.
All right, in that case, I will take first watch.
Theo would also like to take first watch, and for at least an hour or 2 while he's doing that, he's going to investigate several of these magical items that they picked up.
Okay. So everybody else starts to situate themselves. Whimsy positions herself next to Silent Wolf, throwing her blanket over him, and you can tell that she's more concerned about Silent Wolf than she really is about herself, so she's providing him with most of her equipment. He doesn't have any, other than the clothes he has on, he has no equipment on him. So she kind of gets him bundled into a restful position, and she kind of leans up against him in the wall. It looks like Irin and Rhunar sort of hunker down in that southeast corner.
Yeah.
Next, Irin's kind of cuddling up next to the half-orc
body.
corpse. All right,
Yeah,
so
you know,
Byron.
I might actually move him.
I
Okay.
think we should move him.
Yeah, I'm gonna move him kind of into maybe in the alcove behind the skull.
Yeah, you could do that. Put him right there.
There's stuff in body back there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's not a ton of space back there, but you're able to sort of stuff him in there. It's not fun, but you do it.
He's getting a little smelly.
And he's pretty rigor mortis, so it's like you kind of have to like force it. That position that you see him in, that's literally like his body
That's what it
position.
looks he fell. They were attacked on
Broke
top
his
of the
leg.
stairs. He fell down the stairs, broke his leg, and died.
Exactly. Yeah. All right, so Byron and Theo, you guys take the first watch. Theo, you're going to be active during the watch, doing some identification. Is that what you're trying to do?
Yeah, just using detect magic and the if you spend an hour working with an item, you can attune/understand it rule to kind of get an idea of what these are. Like I imagine he can't do everything, but he's at least going to start with the breastplate and go from there.
Okay, so you take a look at the breastplate first. So it is magical, which you already knew. It is a smoldering breastplate. Xanathar's Guide to Everything has it. Actually, I should be able to grab that. Hold on. Let me see here. We have Xanathar's.
Oh, nice! It's one of those.
So it emits wisps of harmless, odorless smoke when it's worn.
That's wonderful. Most importantly, it's a breastplate.
Yep.
So it was just gonna kind of like, okay, and he's gonna set that aside for just a moment before cleaning that, and then he is going to pull out the amulet that was on the Bodak and inspect that.
So this one is hard for you to fully comprehend. You understand from your abilities that it is some sort of a extraplanar material. The actual shard, this crystal, is from a different plane. It's extremely difficult to understand what that means.
It is way over my pay grade is what that means.
Mm-hmm.
So that's promptly going to get wrapped back up and tossed in a thing. And do I'm going to assume that's probably most of what I have time to do on my watch without incurring penalty.
Yeah, I mean that would take some time, I would say, for sure. You do get the sense that this strange extraplanar shard, it holds a secret that it's enticing to you.
Oh no. Oh no. No, no. Oh no.
You've spent enough time with it, kind of examining it, that there's more to learn here, but you do put it away and stash it, knowing that it is powerful and, as you said, over your pay grade, so to speak. And I'll provide you with the details on that one as well when I get a chance to figure out where that is in Roll20.
It's in your heart. So
God, I
that's
hope not.
all I've got.
Okay. Hey, Byron, is there anything that you
Yes.
want to do during the watch, or are you just straight up watching?
No, I'm gonna be stealthy while I'm watching, but I will look at that dagger somewhere.
Okay.
You know, I'll try and see, like, maybe this dagger's cool and maybe I'll use it. You know, so I'll just take it out, unwrap it, take a look at it.
Okay.
Maybe fit on some rags that I have.
And you're doing this stealthily, you said?
Yeah, I'll do it while I'm sitting, like, in the corner, kind of quietly, you know, trying to be stealthy, hood up.
You unwrap this dagger and you look at it, holding it by the cloth that you've bound it with, and you're looking at it. It's a long dagger. It's probably about a foot long, I would say, close to a foot long. The blade is extremely sharp, and there is what appears to be dried blood across most of the blade, as if it had been used recently. The blade itself has this intricate pattern, not quite a web, but a strange channelization that runs the length of the blade, and it branches coming from the hilt to the tip of the blade. It's a channelization that continuously branches as it gets farther along the blade towards the tip of the blade on both sides. And on the hilt, as you look at the hilt, the handle of this dagger, it is decorated with almost you're not sure what the material is, but it's a white material that's set into this dark black handle, and this white material wraps around the hilt, and wrapping around the hilt in this material are these skull patterns. And right now you're holding it in your hand, but you're kind of holding it in the cloth without gripping the blade. But it looks beautiful.
Oh, sweet. Well, I will, because I'm not ready to touch it without the cloth between it and my hand, I will end up stowing it, and I'll probably just do the rest of my watch just very attentive, keeping my eyes peeled, my ears peeled.
Okay. Roll a perception check. And Theo, go ahead and roll a perception check for you too, since you are watching.
Ah, it went well.
Theo, you hear something beyond the door to the west. It's faint, and you almost don't quite believe you heard something, but you did. You're not sure what, and it was only momentary. But there was something on the other side of that door. Byron, you hear a voice.
Oh no.
It's very faint. What languages do you speak?
Undercommon, common, and I think. Oh, and thieves can't. That's it.
Okay. You don't understand it, and it's momentary. You're not even sure you heard it.
Ooh. I might even whisper something like, "I just heard a voice," to Theo.
I just heard something from down the hallway, but that's very different. Did you touch the dagger?
It's not with my bare hands.
but you still heard a voice.
Just a little one, just quiet. And I don't know if I really heard it. I just thought I heard something that was.
Yeah, you need to throw that thing away like right now.
It's really nice looking.
Oh, I know it is. That's the point. When something that is cursed like that might try and worm its way into your existence, it always looks very pretty and might be super useful,
Yeah.
and then slowly eats you.
What if I throw it in my bag of holding? Will it still affect me?
Do you really want to run that risk?
I'm gonna drop it in my bag of holding.
Okay.
Okay, so you stow the knife in your bag of holding, and you look over your group. Everybody is sound asleep, exhausted from the battles that you've waged throughout this tomb. Theo, you are vigilant, having heard something beyond that door to the west. And the two of you maintain your watch. Roll a d20 for me, Theo. You make it through your watch without consequence. And as you rouse yourself to wake up the next group of watchers, we'll go ahead and we'll end there for the night since it's getting late, and we will pick up with a finishing of the watch during our next episode.
What could go wrong?
Yeah.